Welcome into Tech Weekly, episode 37. This is a show on PBcast TV where we talk about the latest tech news each and every week. We do it Saturday mornings right around, between 10, usually 10 a.m. and 12 p.m., 12 a.m., whatever. Anyway, 10 a.m. and noon Central Time on live.pbcasttv.com. We thank you guys for joining us in the chat room. As always, that's, as I say a lot of times on PB at Night, that's the easiest and best way to join us live and to participate in the shows. But yeah. So, Jeff, how the crap are you doing today?
I have been up since 5:30 in the morning.
Jacob's got his awesome ballooning shirt. I always forget, what is it? The something?
The ADO.
The ADO.
ADO.
Yes. Yeah, the ADO. The Alabama something.
No, it's just ADO, like, I bid adieu to you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jacob, did you get any footage for the vlog?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I got, right now, my vlog is,
It was 25 minutes yesterday.
it's like, 7 minutes right now. 7-minute vlog right
Nice.
now. Only halfway through the day.
Yep. You haven't really, I think you got, when was that one, didn't you bring your T1i one time that you went up there and you got that American Village footage?
Yeah.
But I think that's the only other time you filmed, I think, when you went ballooning, so should be kind of fun to watch.
I've done a couple things, but yeah.
This one's going to be like inside baseball deal, like the actual whole thing. But yeah, we've got, I was actually kind of surprised. It was kind of a slow tech week. Although Mobile World Conference was happening, which is like, I think it's in Barcelona. It's when they announced, Apple's not there, so a lot of the press won't be there. But there's a lot of Android news, and also a lot of people are expecting some Windows Phone 7 news, but there wasn't too much on that side. But we'll get to that in a bit. But anyhow, this is kind of a sad story. Not really, because, remember we talked about this, I guess it would have been earlier last year, that NASA was going to kind of halt the development of their program and stuff because it costs just so much to have engineers, and not only engineers, but also, just spacecrafts, space development just costs a ton of money for the country. But NASA's Discovery spacecraft, I think it made 2 or 3 voyages. I've seen it go up once. We went down there for this last summer. It was right around the 4th of July it went up. But anyway, it's going to make its final voyage this coming Thursday. It's on a mission. This is kind of, it's nowhere near like all the Apollos were and stuff. They were going to the moon and stuff. Now they're just going to the
space station.
Yeah, they're just going to the space station, do some repairs, maybe bring some, take some samples and stuff like that. But it's still kind of cool to talk about NASA. I saw where the Apollo 18 trailer came out today. Have you heard about that? Have you seen it? It's kind of weird. It's not like Apollo 13. You know how Apollo 13 was actually, it wasn't like a real, you know what I mean? It was a fictional movie, but it was about a real story or whatever.
Yeah, they added their flair.
Well, this is like, I don't know, it's like a conspiracy theory movie kind of. They're like, that Apollo 18 actually was a spacecraft and it went up or whatever. It's so weird. And they get like attacked by aliens. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looked kind of cool because I was a really big fan of Apollo 13, but I don't know. It looks just too, too done up, I guess, for me. But anyway, NASA's making their last voyage for now with the Discovery spacecraft. I thought that was kind of cool. So, Jet, we had talked about the Motorola Zoom. I think you got to see a little bit of it at CES. Pretty cool. It's running Android 3.0, the tablet OS, Honeycomb. And they released a price point today as well as availability. It's going to be available in Best Buy stores in the U.S., of course, along with a couple other places. Verizon's going to have it on contract for a little bit less than the price point, or actually probably a good bit less than the price point we're talking about now. $800, the magic price point. We had heard some rumors last week, $1,100. I was kind of hoping that at least if they would release a comparable tablet to the iPad, that it would be similar price range.
At least tell me that it has like AMOLED screen.
I don't think so because it's a 10-inch screen. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of intrigued. I'm really wanting, playing around with my Inspire 4G. I'm loving it. I still want to get the Cyanogen mod going on because I want to run Gingerbread. But then I've heard that isn't Unrevoked? Doesn't it have? It has Sense on it, right? I think. Haven't you run Unrevoked before, or whatever it's called?
Well, yeah, that one mainly just does the rooting of the phone.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't actually have a ROM. It just roots your phone.
Oh, okay. So I think some people had said that Unrevoked is going to be doing one. I think the problem is, I'm sure you know this, Jeff, but HTC still hasn't released the actual,
The over-the-air update or the stocked ROM or whatever.
Yeah, they haven't released that yet, so nobody can actually, edit the stuff.
Yeah, once they release it, you get about a week or two, and then you'll have all the ROMs and stuff coming out.
Which is, I'm really excited about that. But anyway, where I was going with that is Samsung is coming out with the tablet pretty soon, and I'm really happy that they're calling it the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1 because it's a 10.1-inch screen. And Samsung's really big on their TouchWiz interface stuff, which I'm not a fan of at all. But they're going to be running 3.0 Honeycomb on that, so maybe it'll come out right around when the iPad 2 comes out, and I'm hoping that I could sell my iPad, get a sneak sale in before the iPad 2 comes out and get maybe a good amount of money for it, close to value. Maybe, well, not exactly. You know what I mean?
Maybe a little higher.
Yeah, not really. No, just kidding. But anyway, the Motorola Xoom, I probably won't be getting it because I'm not going to spend $800 on a tablet. I think that's actually a 32 gig model. Not quite sure. I think it's 32 and 64 maybe. I think the 64 is a little bit more. Now, actually, I think they're coming with. I can't remember. The cool thing about Android or a lot of the Android devices is you can add your own storage. So, I think it does have either an SD or a micro SD card slot. So, anyway, pretty cool. $800. Still, I think we're gonna have to see some more innovation. Maybe Motorola thought, well, we're still one of the first into the Android tablet market, so we can, I think Carlos over there eating some Doritos or something. He's got some. Actually, it's kind of random. Would Doritos make your fingers slippery? They make your fingers more cheesy. Maybe some regular potato chips or something. Anyway, this is an interesting topic. I don't really like getting into politics because I don't know. It just makes way too many people mad. It kind of is confusing. But anyway, this is kind of an interesting topic, and it deals with the internet. Yeah, we saw. I guess it was earlier in the month of January that Egypt actually shut down the internet when they were having those riots. And the government has an internet kill switch. And there's been bills that they're trying to get passed, or laws that they're trying to get passed. They've tried it already once, but it failed. To ask to try to get an internet kill switch for the president or someone in high authority. So if there was ever a time, say like 9/11 or something, that they needed to shut down communication on the internet, they could.
See, I just don't like the idea because, all they're going to do is censor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I don't know if that's that good of an idea. I mean, yeah, so stuff happened. I don't know what's happening. Maybe it might be hinging on the fact that someone sent them an email or something saying, hey, I just blew up the World Trade Center again. You can go ahead with the other plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, my video's being kind of retarded. I don't know why.
I think your Skype call's messing up or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's alright for right now. But yeah, I think it's giving way too much power, and even though it's America, it wouldn't be in one person's hands, but it wouldn't. Right now, we're at a point where the internet could pretty much not be shut off in the U.S. And if we got one step closer to that, it would be one step easier for them to shut it off, which is also one step closer to internet censorship, like you were saying. And
yeah, net neutrality and all that junk.
yeah, so essentially, they could say, well, Nick and Jacob, they're using way too much bandwidth because they do a show 4 times a week. So we're going to have to limit them to only having 5 megabits up and, whatever. So
yeah, or they have it where it's like, we don't want people to know that blah, blah, blah just happened in wherever. And so we're just going to shut down the internet in that general area.
Yeah, or just say...
So they can't share it at all. But see, when it comes to shutting down internet, how far does it go?
Yeah, that's where you get...
are you talking about, cell phone stuff, too? Because, where do you stop what you consider internet and,
Yep, I know exactly what you're saying. That's one of those things, and that's one of the reasons why it hadn't got passed, because there's so many facets to the internet. It's not just like saying, well, we'll shut, like used to, they would just say, we'll shut down, 20 or 30 years ago, they would say, well, let's have, so we can shut down all landlines. I mean, that's pretty basic. You say, we pull the cable or whatever, and nobody has phone service anymore. But you can't do that with the internet because, you got computers, you got cell phones. I mean, not only would you have to shut down Comcast and Charter, but you'd have to shut off AT&T
you'd have to shut down the whole
Verizon.
Infrastructure.
Yeah. And I don't know.
Or block the whole infrastructure.
Yeah.
And if they're blocking it, then that's not a true shutdown, and people can still get through that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just blocking something's not going to stop somebody. You'd have to physically, turn off, the... I don't know.
Yeah. I think what Egypt did, this was probably, or I don't know, I'm just guessing, but they actually have most of the internet service providers have to be government compliant, so essentially the internet service provider shut it off. They didn't block anything, so it was a full shutdown of the internet, which would pretty much suck.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's still far off. A new one is in the making, but it'll take months, if not years, to pass, or at least months to get that through, because I'm sure it'll fail again. They'll have to reorganize the bill. Anyhow, this was kind of a weird story, and it was kind of...
I hate this.
It was kind of weird that we talked about it too last week, that Uber Twitter actually purchased TweetDeck, one of the largest. Actually, I think it's by volume, by post. It's the largest API transaction, whatever, client of Twitter. And two of their, I guess it would be their second and third largest services, Twidroid and Uber Twitter. Or no, wait, hold on. I have this wrong. Uber Media is the name of the company. Uber Twitter and Twidroid are the clients. Anyhow, Twidroid and Uber Twitter, which is very big on BlackBerry. They have it on Android and iPhone, but a lot of people use it on BlackBerry. Or have been pulled by Twitter, so they can't
suspended.
They're suspended from using the API. So I'm guessing, I haven't tried it on Twidroid, but I'm guessing
they
you
do
can't.
Not work.
Yeah, you can't post
at all. You can't receive tweets and you cannot send tweets. I had to completely stop using Twidroid and go to the Peep thing that's built into HTC.
Yep. And they're faulting privacy and monetization violations. I guess. I mean, they've obviously violated the terms of service, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird that they just pulled them all of a sudden. I guess maybe they just figured out about this, but I'm sure.
Well, they said on their little support tweet thing that they do this all the time with small APIs that don't really use stuff that much, or small clients. And this is the first time they've actually done 2 or 3 major, players in the game.
Yeah. I was downloading the Weather Channel application or something, and I got an update to Twidroid. I don't know if it changed anything. Nope. Didn't change anything.
No, this happened
shortly
after lunch.
Today?
No.
Yeah, yesterday.
When they pulled Twidroid.
Yeah.
That happened shortly after lunch, and then they announced it, um, like shortly, like
Oh, yeah.
like 4 o'clock or so
Yeah.
Eastern or Central.
Yeah. But so right now I'm using Seismic. I haven't used Peep. Is Peep okay? I mean, I haven't really. It's built.
I mean,
into
it's just a
Sense.
simple Twitter client. I mean,
Yeah.
it's send a tweet, add a picture, done.
I really like
There's
Twidroid,
nothing
though.
special about it. And I mean, and it's like I spent money on Twidroid. I
Yeah.
mean, I've assumed that they're going to be allowed to fix whatever they're violating.
I'm sure it'll be some. I mean, they'll have to work it out, but
But it's like
it's definitely
I mean,
going to be.
come on, you can't just
yeah.
like go and oh sorry, whoop,
Yep.
and now all these people that spent and that Pro app is like $5.
Mm-hmm.
So
I bought. I think. I don't know. I think it might have been like four. The Android market's kind of weird because like, well, to me at least, the pricing. If you go from like iOS to Android, like iOS usually it's either like $4.99, $1.99, $2.99, whatever. I mean, you'll have some applications in the Android market. I guess this is just completely how it works out because I guess they'll say like Google takes 10% or however much they take, and then we'll charge like 10 more percent or whatever. So you'll get like an app that costs like $1.43 or something. I mean, it's kind of weird, but yeah, I think it's $3.99 or $4.99.
Carla was saying they changed her name to Uber Social, and are going to update the apps in
Yeah, I
the next
saw
few
that.
days to work again.
I hope that they do. I saw that. I didn't read. I followed Twidroid on Twitter.
Oh, I know what it is. Uber Twitter. You can't have the word Twitter or tweet or whatever in your name.
Yeah, but I thought they changed that. I mean, I would have guessed that they. Because
I
remember,
think
it
that's
used to
what they're
be
talking about was their violation.
really. Well, I wonder why they'd have Twidroid. Because remember, Twidroid had to change their name to.
Yeah, but
The
it was
Y.
in association with the company
Oh, I
that
gotcha.
is under them.
Okay, I got you.
The main company had the word Twitter and tweet and all that, and they said you can't have that.
I guess you're right.
You can have twit or you can have
Tweet.
twid or whatever,
You
but
can
you
have-
can't have Twitter or
Yeah.
tweet
Yeah.
in your name.
So yeah, I guess here's the.
So I guess they changed whenever they bought them, they got grandfathered in, and now they're shut down.
So here, I guess this is their new. Is this them? I don't know. Hold on. Uber. Oh, that. Yeah, here. Actually, I was wrong again. It's called Uber. I don't know. It's so confusing. They've got Uber Social. That's what Carlos talking about. That was the Twitter client that's very popular on BlackBerry and stuff. But it's made by Uber Media. You've got. Yeah, here's the one for BlackBerry, Uber Social. Then you've got Twidroid, which Jacob and I use for Android, the highest rated Android app, Twitter application. Ecofon, which is for iPhone and desktop, which I really like the desktop version. I've played with it on at school before. And then
they said Uber Twitter, Twidroid, and Uber Current have been suspended due to policy violations.
Yep. So yeah, yeah. Don't you find it kind of weird that they've got so many Twitter clients? I mean, they've pretty much either developed or bought all the major Twitter clients besides like
Yeah,
Seismic.
I mean, really all they got now going for them is an API.
Yeah,
I mean, I think nobody really, that is on Twitter actually doing tweets about stuff that really ever gets on the website anymore.
yeah, yeah. We talked about that the other day. That I think Twitter.com was down like 17%, but usage was up like 40-something%. So I don't know. I think it's going to hinder. Everybody always talks about how is Twitter going to make money. They've toyed around with the promoted tweets and stuff, but unless they work that out in the API, it's going to be pretty hard for them to make money when nobody's going to the website. So.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that Twitter's doing just fine because they've got venture capital coming in all the time, and plus, I mean, they've got so many users. But anyhow, pretty interesting how that's got suspended. I think Jay, you've hit the point. So many people have paid for these applications, especially like Ecofont or
Yeah, I mean, if they don't fix their stuff, that's a lot of money down the drain. Like,
and they'll
it's
probably
ridiculous.
I bet you every like hour or every day that they're down, they're losing customers because people are going to be like, well, I guess I'll just have to go to
I guess
Twitter.
I'm not going to use this no more. I'm going to this other program
Yeah.
now, and then they start using it and never go back to it.
Yep.
I like Twidroid.
I do too. It's pretty cool. I just got the new, the interface kind of looks sort of, it was kind of weird looking. Some of the icons were kind of, I don't know what the deal was.
I like the live view.
Yeah, the live view is pretty cool. It just kind of,
like if you have a link, you can double click the tweet, and it will drop it down and show you the page of that link.
That was pretty cool.
And like instantly. Or you turn your phone sideways, and it'll show all the tweets over here, and over on this side, it'll actually have all of the content. Like if it's a YouTube video, it can play it right there in the player and everything.
Yeah. That's one of the things I like about Usfora, like Carlos saying, is you could view the, it has like the thing with the side, like you're talking about when you turn it sideways. This isn't on, this is for like iPad and stuff. But you have to go, if you click on a link, it actually brings you to another page, which I like what you're saying, is it just keeps you in the application. I mean, technically it keeps you in the application on Usfora, but it uses like their own little browser that they've got built. It's kind of weird, but I like the fact that it can open up to the side. So Jeff, I saw your tweet that you watched this as well. It was pretty interesting to see
I didn't watch the whole show.
Yeah.
I only watched up to like right after the Daily Double.
Yeah, I watched. I didn't watch them all either. Somebody had put them on YouTube. I think that you watched it on Wimp, but
yeah,
I don't know. I guess you could watch the whole thing on like is it for CBS that it comes on, or NBC or something?
Yeah,
anyway,
something like
that. We've talked a lot about Watson on Jeopardy, and I would really recommend you guys. We watched this at school. The Nova presentation. I know PBS is usually like really educational, but it was pretty cool to see. They actually started following the IBM project from December 2009 when they actually had all the they had all the Jeopardy people come into IBM, and they actually had to audition like people, like standard people would for the show.
Yeah.
And it did like horrible. I mean, they didn't have it quite right where it does like machine learning. So if it learns from the questions, it gets wrong. So it says, all right, well that question was wrong, so it probably isn't this. And it was pretty cool. I'll have to admit, it's kind of cool seeing the ones that.
I liked it popping up the thing every time.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
They asked a question.
They called it like the IBM Challenge or whatever. They actually hosted it on the IBM campus. Like they built a studio and everything. And that was pretty cool. It showed like the decision engine that it was using,
like the
or whatever.
top three choices that it had. And it was crazy seeing sometimes where like it wasn't able to buzz in and someone else did. And like it was 98% sure that it was this, and it was completely wrong.
Yep.
Like I would really want to see how it came to that conclusion.
It's pretty cool. You can't actually see it because there's not a, they don't actually have like a graphical interface. But they were showing on the PBS special, which you can watch online and on the iPad. I think they've got a bunch of different applications. But anyway, it's pretty cool. They were like showing a graphical representation of like how it goes through and like searches for keywords. It's pretty cool. It like searches like 6 million documents, and then it'll go down, and it does all this in like or less than milliseconds. Like
oh yeah, nanoseconds.
Yeah, it was just really cool. And that they bring you down into like the room that they have it stored in. It was like it's huge. I mean, I think they said 10 refrigerators or something.
I don't know.
It's like it's a ton. They've got it on either side. It's like 5 server racks lined up. And they're all full of hard drives and everything. It's just crazy.
I love how they like turn the screen sideways.
Oh yeah,
so it was like a little slate sitting back there, like it was the person. That was pretty sweet.
I like the little avatar thing too, and it actually animated when it was like thinking of stuff. Like it had like a globe, and then it would have like these light beams.
And it
going
turned green and stuff when it talked.
Yeah. But Watson did win. It was a 3-day, over 3 days. It was 2 games.
And they also did like a charity thing.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. The $1 million that Watson won is actually going to 2. I think it's 2 charities. I can't remember which ones.
Yeah, they had somebody on there. Something about learning about something or another.
I can't remember which ones it was. But anyway, it was 2 well-deserving
and
charities.
then second and third place got $300,000 and $200,000, and they split it 50-50 to a charity.
Yeah, Ken Jennings, the overall, he won what 72 games or 74 games straight.
Yeah.
And then this other guy, I'd actually never.
I don't even know who he was. He was pretty good.
Yeah, he's won the most all time. He had never lost before this game because Ken Jennings actually stopped and then this guy like came on or something. Anyway, I think he won 33 games or something. Anyway, he had won $3 million or $4 million over his course of his, and he did horrible that last game. Well, not horrible, but I mean, he might have known, but the other two were buzzing in quicker than he was. And
he was pretty good on the actor stuff.
Yeah, he was. You can always tell how some of them have their special. I mean, they know a lot of the stuff, but they'll like run down all of that one category. Like you can tell that they know it.
Oh yeah. And Watson was horrible on anything having to do with racing.
Yeah, and also it was kind of funny. One time, it had played over like 1,000 Jeopardy, like simulated Jeopardy games or something before this, and I was watching one that he did, and it said 40s. You know how they'll abbreviate 40s, and you're just supposed to assume that that's the 1940s, like 40 apostrophe S or whatever. And he thought it was like the 1640s or something. I mean, that was just something that they had to that a computer wouldn't know, but a human would.
It doesn't have the intuition to know.
Yeah, and I think they wrote, what was it? I think it was 8 million or something rules. It's like an example of a rule would be like a flick can also be, or a movie can also be called a flick. Otherwise it wouldn't know that a movie is a flick or a flick is a movie and it was if you really sit back and think like how complex the human brain is, like somebody
ridiculous.
They showed a or just a simple grammatical, like a easy sentence in English. It was just like, I shot the elephant wearing my pajamas or something. And then they went through like all the things that can mean. Like it can mean
like
the
elephant could actually be wearing the pajamas.
Yeah, yep. Or you could be wearing. You could actually. I mean, you could literally take it as I shot it with a gun, or you could say, or if you're a photographer, you could be shooting it. It was just crazy how many different things that the computer would have to do. And honestly, it got most of them right. It was kind of interesting because if nobody would buzz in, the computer would buzz in, even though, if it was like 70% sure, and it would miss a lot of, most of the time if nobody, you know what I mean? It missed occasionally, where a human might not buzz in if they knew. It was kind of cool. They had like a line, a little, it had a buzz in line, and if it didn't know under that, that's how they determined, if I'm not 65 or 70 or 80, whatever percentage, sure. And like you said, it was kind of funny. Sometimes it'd be 98% sure, and they'd get it wrong.
It's completely wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, and the actual answer is not even one of the three that he was thinking it was.
Yeah. I guess and a lot of them were just completely wrong too. Like it was like all three of the answers were complete. They weren't even.
Oh yeah, like you don't even know what he was talking about.
Yeah. I don't know. It was pretty cool. It was the behind the scenes. The Nova presentation was like really cool because they showed actually kind of how they made it and more of the background. But if you want to watch I think both of them are on the Nova. You might have to go to pbs.org. But anyway, you can probably find them both on YouTube somehow. But yeah, pretty cool. What was I gonna say? Oh, anyway, Watson they're gonna try to pretty much the only problem with computers is like used to in the 1960s or 50, or I think it was anyway, it was like really early in the first part of computers. I think it was like the late 70s or something. Anyway, they programmed a computer to play chess. But the only problem was
Blue.
Do what?
Wasn't it blue?
Yeah, I think it was actually. But the only problem is that computer can only play chess. I mean, yeah, it's good at chess, but it can't
drive a car.
Yeah. So they're gonna
play checkers.
They're gonna start programming Watson to do other like cool things, I guess. But anyway, I mean,
he's playing Wheel of Fortune.
The only problem is it's not really like a robot. Like some people were actually thinking it's gonna be like a robot standing there, but it's a computer.
That would be kind of cool though.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
that'd be more freaked out. Like, what if they got that like Asian robot,
Yes.
And they were like, hello, and they has like fake skin on and like weird
That-
eyes
that
and
would
stuff. And
be
he's like,
weird.
and he actually had an arm to
Yeah.
write down his final Jeopardy thing. Oh, that'd be so freaky.
The only thing I thought was not, I was kind of it does respond in a question. It does respond correctly, and it does do it out loud. But it wasn't. It didn't. It was. They were sending a text message or a text file to it for every question.
I thought they were reading it, like he was hearing the audio.
Yeah, he wasn't. I thought they were gonna do
What?
that, but yeah, they were sending it a text file, which I thought was kind of cheating. You know?
It is.
I mean,
If it can do all that, it can get text to speech. You know?
I mean, they had text to speech because it renders the text and then says it out. You know, for the answer.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Well,
I
that's
guess
completely different because it's got to
It'd
decipher
have
what
some-
Alex Trebek is saying.
yeah. Anyhow,
But
I thought that was kind of weird, but this is another weird story. You know, Jay, President Obama, he's always like, I'm not sure if he's ever in the White House. Is he like ever like in his desk or whatever? Anyhow, he met with the top CEOs, and really the big story was him and Steve Jobs were sitting right next to each other, and a lot of people have been wondering, you know, Steve took a leave of absence or something. Anyway, but it's kind of cool because he said Obama was like, you know, he's saying, well, the tech industry is really one of the industries that hasn't suffered that much from the economic downturn. That and I guess utilities and some other things. I mean, sure, people have not bought, you know, some people might just use the 3GS instead of the 4 now or the iPhone 4 or whatever. But it's still one of those places in the economy that keeps innovating even after, you know, some people are, you know what I mean? And he was kind of stressing the importance of technology and embracing it and things, and how the CEOs were important. I don't think Eric Schmidt was there, or the Google CEO. I think anyway. I don't know. Google's like so weird now because didn't Eric Schmidt step down? I think he did, and now some other guy that I've never even heard of. It was like the head of the engineering department or something. Anyway, but yeah, pretty cool to see President Obama meet with all the tech executive. Mark Zuckerberg was there. I think Ev Williams was there, the founder of Twitter. There was a couple other, I think not Carol Bartz, whoever. I think Carol Bartz, the CEO of Yahoo, was there as well. Yeah. So anyway, it's pretty cool. Jacob, I think you're excited about this next story.
I just so happened to run across it. So,
Yeah. It's pretty cool though. Firefox 4, the release candidate, is coming out on this coming Friday, which means it's pretty much the finish. I mean, they might change a couple.
I mean,
things,
yeah,
but
it's ready for release, pending a couple things.
yeah, which means that it pretty much like everything works except for maybe they might change like the logo, or not the logo, but you know, something in there.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. I've been using it. I'm gonna have to say it runs substantially better on Ubuntu than 3.6 or whatever the latest one that you can download right now is. Yeah, Carlos saying it's about time. I think it's been almost a year since they started development.
Yeah, I was using the beta when it first came out, and then like I don't remember why, but it wasn't liking something, and I ended up going back to you know, the standard.
Wasn't it your
Firefox.
extensions or something? It didn't work with your extensions.
Yeah, some of my extensions wouldn't work, and I was like, I can't handle this.
Yeah. Jack, you put in here it supports WebGL, and it's really only, I think Chrome just did, Chrome and IE9, which is still not out of beta, but it's going to kind of bring it into the next generation of.
And the only reason why I saw that it supported WebGL, or you know, mentioned that it did on there, was because Thingiverse actually added the ability to view models in 3D now, and they're using a WebGL type protocol.
That's cool.
So that's kind of neat because you can go in there and see all the models in 3D and move them around and see what they look like.
And honestly, I think it's about time for WebGL to come out because, you know, I mean, it seems like you have...
We're getting in the cloud more and more every day, so we need stuff that can do things on the internet better.
Yeah. And, I mean, it was kind of useless to have such a great graphics card. You know, I mean, you're not, unless you're video editing or gaming or something, you can't use it because,
Yeah,
you know.
it's like, what's the point?
Yeah. But now,
So now you get a little bit of
Yep.
hardware acceleration from your
Yep.
browser.
and Flash 10.2, I think, was the latest release. Also has enabled not WebGL, but graphics,
Yeah, hardware
NVIDIA,
acceleration.
hardware acceleration, which is awesome. So we're kind of venturing towards everything in the cloud being able to correspond with your computer hardware to make it a better experience, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Jeff, you and I both own HTC devices. Like I said, Mobile World Mobile World Congress. I keep wanting to say conference. Was actually this week in Barcelona, and HTC announced some pretty cool new devices. Not really that innovative. I mean, they're new designs, but they're not that much different. I'm trying to get the HTC website up here. They announced a couple new devices. The Desire S, I think it's called. A lot of these are going to be international phones, like most of HTC's devices, and then they'll come over to the U.S. later, maybe in a different form or a different name, kind of like my device was. But anyway, one of the interesting ones is they came out with like a feature phone type deal. It's called the HTC Cha-Cha, I think it's called, and it has a one-step share to Facebook button on it. So a lot of people were making that out to be like, oh, this is the first whatchamacallit, the first Facebook phone or whatever, because they've been talking about Facebook phones all the time. But I don't know. I mean, anyway,
Every phone can share to Facebook.
yeah, I know. Really, I think I'd rather have an actual smartphone that you could just run the Facebook application.
Hey, you want a Facebook phone?
Yeah.
What does it do?
Facebook?
It shares stuff to Facebook.
No.
My phone can already do that.
Oops, I'm trying to get a picture here.
The salsa.
Yeah, they did come out with the salsa as well. But yeah, I can't really get a picture. Let's see if I can go full screen. Yeah, there you go. There's a little one-step share to Facebook. It does run HTC Sense and a version of Android, I think. But I mean, it's got like a 2.7 or 3 point something inch screen. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that's going to be too useful to me. Also, they came out with the Wildfire, I think it's called. A couple new devices, and they also came out with a 7-inch tablet. Or announced a 7-inch tablet. So yeah, the Wildfire. Is this it? I don't know. It's kind of hard to find.
Yeah, isn't that the one where it's like the dumbed down laptop? You just plug your phone in.
No, that's the Atrix.
There was something called something Fire. Well,
I don't know.
I don't remember. It was back in the day. I don't remember.
Anyway,
I'm just going crazy.
pretty cool. I'll put those in the show notes. You can check those out. Really, all Android for HTC. A lot of people were hoping, or well, not a lot of people some of the media were hoping for some new Windows Phone 7. Didn't really happen. But a lot of just newer hardware for Android phones they'll probably be coming out summer, late summer, early fall. So yeah, pretty cool to see some new devices. Jeff, I thought this was kind of interesting, even though neither you or I use Foursquare anymore. They came to 5 more languages with an update, including
Nice.
I think it was Hebrew, German, Japanese, and I think a couple more. But anyway, pretty cool. And also, another interesting story, a lot of people were saying, what's going on with Dig. A lot of people had direct RSS share from their website. So you could just auto-post to Dig, and then people could, thumb up the stuff or like it or whatever. They've banned that for some reason. I guess they were getting
I haven't
overloaded.
been to Dig in like 15 years.
Yeah, a lot of people have switched over to Reddit.
I'm over on Wimp
Wimp, yeah. Wimp
because
is,
that's allowed at work.
oh, it is really
Yeah, on the depot computers.
nice. Shh, don't tell anybody. They might block it. I think Wimp is one of the best for just simply finding videos.
Yeah, because like a lot of the cool stuff slips through the cracks, and people will go post it on there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool because it's like, oh, sweet. And majority of the time, you'll see it. Most of the time, like you'll see it on Ray William Johnson, and then pop up on Wimp. Sometimes it'll pop up on Wimp, then Ray William Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
depending on when he, I guess he's kind of at a. Does he only do 2 shows or 2 episodes a week?
yeah, but he hasn't like been doing very many.
Yeah, I know. I've noticed that.
I don't really know what's going on there.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There was like a cool video on there the other day, on Wimp. I don't really remember what it was, but like, it like, oh, now I'm confused and I don't know what I'm talking about. It was what was it? Oh yeah, the 2 projector real life skinning effect or whatever. Dude, it was pretty sweet. I'm just gonna go ahead and say. I mean, I know this wasn't in the show notes, but like, basically what they did is they had a white living room. It had white couch, white table, you know, all that stuff. You know, white little coffee table thing, and walls and everything. And they have 2 projectors, and they're angled in a certain way to where they can pretty much skin via, you know, projecting images over the whole entire, you know, thing. And they were showing it changing, like, you know.
That's pretty cool.
It was neat because, like, one minute you had old leather couch, and then the next minute you had like a fur couch, and then like you had like a clock on the wall, and then you had a picture of SpongeBob on the poster, or a picture outside that was moving, and it was really cool.
That's pretty awesome. I don't think that ever like come to right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was just something cool to see.
Yeah, but it would be kind of cool to have, you know, be like, you know, I think I'm in the mood for.
I'm pretty sure if anybody was sitting in there, it would look horrible.
Yeah,
because they'd be like covered in the texture, and you'd be like, what?
Yeah, you're right. That would be a problem. Anyway,
but when nobody's in there, it's awesome looking.
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. We've spotlighted Wimp.com before on our bookmarks. Wimp.com is Jacob's favorite. I go on there a lot, you know, because I used to just watch it on Ray Williams Johnson. I usually would get my fix of like viral videos, but now since he only does like 1 or 2 episodes a week at that, I find myself going to Wimp more and more.
And see, they do a lot of stuff from the TED stuff where people like, you know, tell their ideas to the communities, which are pretty cool sometimes because it makes you think about stuff. And most of the time I wouldn't see those anywhere from just the websites I go to, so it opens it up to, you know, whatever. Yeah.
Pretty cool. So, speaking of bookmarks, I have one for this week. And I found it on YouTube. I was actually searching for videos. I was thinking about making a shoulder rig for your DSLR, you know, that you get like two poles or whatever, because I mean those things are just so expensive. And overall camera gear is extremely expensive. I mean, it's pretty expensive to make, but then again, there's a lot of different things that you can make yourself. Like Jabe, you have your you made that little
Steadicam.
Yeah, you had your Steadicam, and also you had the auto shoot thing on your monopod, which is pretty cool. And you pretty much did that out of like household stuff, right? I mean,
it was like a cell phone thing.
Yeah,
and bloop, done.
This site right here, it's called cheesycam.com. I know it's kind of deceiving, but they've got some pretty cool stuff. Cheese? Yeah. Cheese,
oh wait,
really?
Nope.
They post. I was really interested because, you know, a lot of these blogs, they don't post very much. I mean, yeah, they'll have a tutorial once a week or something. They've got either a link or a tutorial almost every day. Like right here, they've got some LED lighting that you had thought about buying some of this one time.
Yeah.
It's just really cool, a great resource. Like right here, they've got a $30 shoulder mount that you can build. And they sell their stuff on eBay, so if you don't want to, you know, they mark it up a little bit. So if you want to buy something for pretty cheap, but it's already assembled and everything, you can buy their pre-assembled stuff on eBay. But you can also, they provide you with the instructions, and a lot of the stuff they make sure to... it's not really the same thing, but you know, Jet, I think, which one is it where they usually try to buy, especially if they're in the U.S., they'll try to get stuff from Home Depot and stuff that's readily available. That's kind of like what they do here. They'll give you the sometimes it's kind of cool. They actually include the QR codes, but they'll show you, like, they'll tell you, hey, they got this at your local Home Depot or your Lowe's or whatever. But anyway, they've got a ton of cool stuff. It's really mostly camera rigs, like things that slide left to right and give you some cool shots, shoulder rigs and stuff like that. This was actually one of the places, one of the first places to make their own. Have one of the cool looking steady cams. There was a couple of other people that had done it, but pretty cool. They've got a YouTube channel, and they're on Vimeo as well, that they actually kind of crowdsource some of these things, so they post them on their YouTube channel. But this link will be in the show notes if you guys want to check it out. cheesycam.com. Pretty awesome. But like, as you can see here, they've got some follow focus rigs, and it's a really cool alternative because you could buy, I guess you could make probably like 8 or 10 of these rigs for what you would pay for one.
Oh, yeah.
Because most of them
sell them for like a little bit more and make more.
Yeah. A lot of them are between the 30, between like 20, I don't know, there's some that are $10 sometimes, but I'd say 10 to $50 is usually where they tend to go if you're buying it, and then of course, wherever you buy it from. And anyway, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I did see one thing on YouTube the other day about camera lighting.
Yeah.
It struck me kind of funny. I don't know how I managed to get onto camera lighting, but I managed to get onto it somehow. And they were showing all these, this one company sells all these like we were talking about, like the little camera lights that mount on your hot shoe, and it takes whatever kind of batteries and random assortments of batteries and stuff, dimmable and all that stuff. But they're like really expensive if you buy them from like these other companies, when it's like the exact same thing that you can buy from China for like a fraction of the price. And it was really funny because they had one on there that's supposed to mount on like your microphone, like a shotgun mic.
Yeah. And
it had a hole in the middle, and then it had a light ring. And they said, oh, and we also sell this thing here. It's supposed to be all professional and stuff. And they're like, it takes 4 AA batteries. And they showed you opening it up and showing the batteries. No kidding, dude. It's literally, it is a camp, like you go in the camping section of Walmart, and they have these things there. It's the exact same thing. I mean, it is the product. And it's like a camping light that you put like on like the umbrella of a, pop-up thing or something, whatever. And I was like, I mean, it even had the like same indents on the back where you grip it to open it up. I was like, and they were like, they're only like $15 at Walmart, and they're trying to sell this thing for $250.
Well, what we need to do is just make them and sell them for $150 and be like, oh, it's discounted. Anyway, I know what you mean, though. I mean, this stuff is, granted, some of it is expensive. Lenses are pretty expensive. All this stuff, some of it can be expensive. But
yeah, but a lot of these companies aren't making this stuff.
Oh,
they're buying it from China and just marking it up ridiculous amounts of money because they think they can, because they're calling it professional. Yeah. It's the same thing you would buy off of any of these, Asian websites that sell, cheap, camera equipment.
Yeah. Sorry, I was getting a drink. Definitely a place to go, cheesycam.com. Also, there's a lot of different places on YouTube that you can check out. But check places like this before you go out and buy like elite. Sure, they might be a little bit better, but most of the time, like Jeb said, they're not. It's just
they're the same thing, just marked up 500 times.
Oh, but you are missing. They do slap their brand on it most of the time.
Oh, I forgot. They stick that sticker on there, which instantly makes it better.
Yeah, makes it $100 better.
Oh yeah. You might get it a little quicker too, but I wouldn't want to spend 100 times more money to get something a little quicker.
Yep. But cheesycam.com, they're pretty cool. They've also got a lot of people that post stuff that they've made themselves. And like I said, if you don't want to if you want to do a semi DIY, you could just buy it from somebody who's already made it. It won't be as cheap, but
just do it yourself. I just got someone else to do it for me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, pretty cool. That pretty much does it for this episode of Tech Weekly. You can always check us out, pbcasttv.com. Jacob has our awesome Windows gadget that works. well, and I'm gonna post that on the website today as I edit the video. Even just
As a side note, it does decide to come on when you turn your computer on.
yeah.
And Justin.tv likes to play commercials when we're not streaming. So, yeah.
It's probably going to be one of those things where if you know that we're going to be live, just like put it on your desktop real quick, and then that way, like Jacob,
You can leave it on your desktop.
yeah, just turn it off.
All you gotta do is hit the double arrows and hit turn off stream.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty cool if you use Windows. Get it, and
Vista or 7.
Yeah, Vista or 7, which is pretty cool. 7, I kind of tend to prefer how it does on 7 because you can actually move it around your whole desktop, and yeah, that's what Carlos say. He's just gonna disable it and then bring it on when needed. Pretty cool, great way to watch our stream. Follow Jacob on Twitter, twitter.com/freakinghuge, FreakinHuge. I don't know why his lower third's not coming up. There you go. Also, you can check out his vlog that we were talking about earlier. He's gonna have some ballooning footage from earlier this morning, a lot earlier this morning, at youtube.com/freakinghuge. Pretty cool. Yeah. Also, you can follow PBcast TV on Twitter, twitter.com/PBcast TV, and PBcastTV.com. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/ThatNickJones. So, guys, that pretty much does it. And I guess we'll catch you on Monday. We've got Gadget Gurus coming up.
And I don't have to work Monday. Booyah!
Yes, because Jacob gets every holiday off, pretty much.
Yeah, any holiday we got. Yeah. That's right. What's up?
Boom. But anyway, pretty cool. I really want to get outside and enjoy this weather, Jacob. It's been like, what, 70?
I've been outside all day long. Get off me. No, just kidding.
It's been like 76.
70-something?
Yeah, 74, 76 today.
Sun's hot, though.
Yeah, true.
I don't like the hot side. I don't like anything.
Yeah.
I can't be content.
But anyway, guys, YouTube.com, I always forget, YouTube.com/PBcastTV. Not only do our episodes go up on there, but also some app reviews, things like that. I just posted an app review of the AppBrain Marketplace. Call us saying, what is this outside? Shame on me. I really don't get out that much. I'm just kidding. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. And until Monday, I'm Nick Jones.
I'm Jacob Roberts.
That was weird. I didn't switch to me. Anyway, and this is Tech Weekly. See you guys.
Peace.